Should we take a piss first and blow a nose? But oh well. On today's High End Gaming, we're talking. Well, this is part 2 of.
Oh shit! I didn't even know we started.
Oh
My
yeah.
bad.
Oh my god! I gotta turn off fucking Facebook. On today's High End Gaming, we are talking about the continuation of the masterpieces and disaster pieces of last week's episode, where we were going through the consoles and the games, best games on each console, and the games that we played on each console. This is different from the consoles episode because the console episode that we were talking about, I think it was episode 2 or 3, we were just talking about the actual console. This time we're talking about the game catalogs on said console. And I'm your host, Mattress Machine. Say hello to
Put a quarter in.
Co-host Tedro to Sleep God.
Sleep.
So you sleeping on?
I sound a little tired, but I'm good.
That's Sleep God. That's the way. Sounds like he was up real late last night, snorting a bunch of powder in his nose. Not going to confirm or deny if that is true, but it's true. So, what games you play since last week?
Dude, honestly, I've just been a hermit in the crib playing Cyberpunk.
You're just still continuing playing that nonstop?
Well, I already beat it, so I'm playing through it again on hard.
Okay.
And, I think, my first save had a bunch of glitches in it to where I couldn't beat certain missions. So hopefully, with this new one, I can play those missions.
When's the updates coming out for all that?
Dude, March?
Oh.
Yeah.
What were you going to say? What were you going to say before I cut you off?
I don't even know.
Great. That's my bad.
What I was going to say was,
about Cyberpunk.
Yes. I've been playing it. I'm going through my second playthrough, and I'm going to do shit different. But,
Did you do a different build, or are you a nomad, a corpo, or a fucking street kid? Did you do
Well,
a
I
different
was a
one?
corpo, and now I'm a nomad.
Okay. How much,
And the nomad, beginning is, so short.
Oh, really?
It's you fix your car, and then you go to some radio tower, and then, you meet dude, and you're in the city.
Okay. So you thinking nomad is lacking? Compared to corpo?
They said there was going to be a difference, but, as far as, different dialogue choices, there is no really difference.
Yeah, the games. That's what's happening with video games. They're starting to promise a lot more than they can actually deliver.
I noticed that with when I was playing Deus Ex 2, I beat it and then I started playing it a different way, but it's only you could only do the missions like that.
Right.
The story and shit.
Fuck Deus Ex. It's another one of those fucking AAA games that's really not a AAA game. That is just the video game equivalent to fucking.
It's like a double A
Fast and
game.
Furious. Okay, double A. Yeah. I consider Uncharted, Far Cry, all those games. Oh my god, I consider all those games pretty much double A. Triple A. Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's a AAA game. I would say Final Fantasy 15 did not end up feeling like a AAA game. And
No, dude,
that's what I've been playing.
Game. It's like a fucking C-list game.
Dude, that's what I've been playing Final
Was
Fantasy
there
VII
any-
Remake a lot.
All right, hold on. Let me get closer.
Yeah, you're mad far. You sound like you're in the ocean.
Feel like I'm in the ocean, dog. So were there any memorable, worthwhile, yeah, that's why I bought this game for this part? Were there
Final Fantasy VII Remake?
No, 15.
Oh, 15. Well, I think I saw a couple of videos or trailers where the main character Noctis is fighting these massive titans, and that part of the game is cool, but it seems like a completely different game. Some of the battles, I'm in some ways I'm sick of Final Fantasy VII Remake already because it's one button for attack. Now they get there a little bit where you can press the L1 and have hotkeys for different attacks, but I don't understand how fighting games can be so perfect with their 6-button attacks, and then games where
like
all
an
you
action
do is
game
fight.
with fighting mechanics never works.
Yeah, or it works for me. It works. It has always worked for me on. It has always worked for me on PC.
Yeah.
With the keyboard, and I think because the keyboard, my fingering skills has increased to where I can play a Street Fighter, having not grown up playing it, almost similarly, because you're pianoing, you're pressing so many different things, you're using all the fingers instead of just thumbs. It's a different world. Even with Street Fighter, you're only using an extra 2 or 3 fingers. But PC is where the real finger game's at, and that's what we're going to get into today. Is PC games of the masterpieces and disaster pieces catalog, high-end gaming journey quest, and then there's the PS3, 360, Xbox 360, the Wii, and then the next generation, which was the Wii U, PS4.
I would like to bring this up real quick.
Yeah, sure.
In preparation for this part 2.
I wasn't in the middle of anything. It's okay. Continue.
Oh, you were really? You weren't? You were in the middle of something?
No. Keep going.
So, this is what we do. We cut each other off.
Yeah. We
circumcise.
We circumcise each
so
other.
I'm going to cut you off when you're talking. I'm going to
let
cut
you
you
finish.
off in the
I'm
car.
gonna let you finish.
I'm going to cut you off in the middle of the line when you get in your latte and you got nothing. You can't do nothing. In the bagel store, get a bagel.
All right, what were you saying?
So
your prep work.
Preparation H for this episode. It was kind of hard to think of shit that was for the PS3 and 360 era, because most, like, PS2 era was so good. It lasted for like 12 years, right? You had so many things come out on that, like so many.
It was revolutionary.
So many genres of games were created on that, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then there was also some genres. You know what I mean? Like some genres that were trash. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they came out with some new stuff on the PS2, allowed for a lot of things to develop with more space, or the bigger games, more stories, better graphics, different mechanics, which is why
it had the most creativity out of any generation. If you really want to think
it definitely did, but it's what paved the way for the PS5 now, I think, because they kind of, over the PS3 and the PS4, they kind of figured it out. And now it's clear that the PS5 is just the fucking king, and how the first Xbox was awesome. It was this great new thing. We hadn't had a new console since PlayStation. It was Sega, Nintendo.
One of the designers that was on the Dreamcast actually went to Microsoft and worked for Microsoft, and
that doesn't surprise me even a lick.
If you look at the controllers, you know.
Yeah, that's true. The Duke, I don't know why, because they're rich. I know the title of the fucking big controller is called the Duke. That thing was fucking terrible. That was the biggest, most useless controller.
It was weird.
I would play a lot of Halo, and if we had 2 of the good controllers,
I think that was one of the only controllers that they actually had, like,
well, that shit came with
it. That controller had pressure sensitivity in it. I don't know if you know that.
That does, yeah, I do remember that.
So I don't think the S controllers did. I think they got
a lot of Halo, whole lot.
Oh, hold on, I gotta.
What's up? Well, let me real quick just. The great thing about the Xbox is when the Xbox came out.
You don't hear that?
What, is it a fucking cat or something?
No.
Oh yeah, the fire truck. Whatever. Who gives a fuck, dude? Nobody is listening. This is
God's listening.
God is listening, but God can hear
all
that
the
anyway.
Jesuses.
And all 4 Jesuses, and then Korean Jesus if there's like a 4.5. But what I liked so much about the Xbox generation was that it was new, because we hadn't had anything new for how many years since Dreamcast? How long had it been since a new console
I really
came
don't
out?
know.
And but the thing about the Xbox was that it immediately was a contender because of Halo. If it wasn't for Halo, everybody knows it.
What other flagship games did it have?
Gears of War when the 360 came out. That was like the 360 launch game, in my opinion. So going from Xbox to Xbox 360.
Didn't it have all the like Morrowind, fucking Skyrim, fucking games?
Well, that's the thing.
Too?
That's the thing, though. People talked about the Xbox. They were like, it's basically a computer. And you were like, oh, shit. And that's what it's from Microsoft. That's why it's different. It's better. And when Halo kind of proved that it was different. The Halo first game, Halo 1 and 2, were on the regular Xbox. Those two fucking games could smash pretty much any two games of the same
well, I think it was
PlayStation 2.
I think it was two things. Well, it was three things, right? Check it out. So you have a multiplayer game, right?
I'm gonna jerk off all in everybody's ears about Halo. It's just gonna happen. I can't help it.
You know what I mean? I do that shit with like Tekken and Metal Gear.
This is true, and I appreciate it when you do it because those aren't games that I'm familiar with.
Fuck, what was I saying?
Oh no, I don't remember.
I had like a whole setup.
I don't think I was listening.
No, it's okay.
So, you said that it had something to do with like.
Oh yeah,
the reason
that's right.
Halo and Halo 2 were so good, or Xbox grew.
So you have a couple factors. It's a multiplayer game, right?
Yeah.
And you have
looked awesome.
You have 4 controller slots on the Xbox.
Not since the N64. PS2 had that janky fucking
Dreamcast
connector.
did too. And then,
yeah.
Well, GameCube did too.
Xbox.
PlayStation was the only
Dreamcast.
one sticking with the loneliness 2-player drones.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you have that. You have the what was it? The System Link, the LAN party ability.
Oh yeah. Yep. That was
right
a
there,
big deal.
Right there, dude.
Big deal.
Because people weren't doing that with PlayStations, even though like it still was possible, but like it didn't. PlayStation really didn't have games like that besides like the sports games.
There were so many fucking games on the original Xbox that blew up because
it was
Halo
like,
was so good.
It was almost like the only thing that Nintendo can compare to that is
GoldenEye,
but
GoldenEye
like,
Mario
can't
Kart
LAN party GoldenEye.
No, you couldn't. There was no capability. And I think with GameCube's games, while it has many classics in the Nintendo AAA like category, it was totally outshined by the PS2 and then the Xbox. The GameCube was a clear third place.
GameCube, like people, like it was meant for children. Like
I mean, I think
was
at
it
that
meant for
time,
men? Like
GameCube,
you know what I'm saying?
GameCube was out around
PS2
the same time.
Was meant for everybody, though.
Yeah,
that was the thing.
DVD player. I think Xbox you could watch DVDs too.
Even though like they all had like parental controls on their systems and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but the GameCube, I think, was around the Game Boy Advance time period. Was it not?
And they had like a link with those two as well.
The Game Boy Advance was fucking
Zelda,
dope.
right?
The Game Boy Advance was dope, though. No, there was other games. I think some of the Pokemon games, like Pokemon Snap, and there's been no good console Pokemon games ever. They've only been good on the Game Boy Advance. Literally, Game Boy, Pokemon games, and Game Boy, same relationship as Halo and the Xbox.
That sounds ridiculous.
The fucking Game Boy, I would venture to say, and I don't know if I'm wrong. I mean, of course I don't know if I'm wrong.
And like
50% of Game Boys were sold because of Pokemon.
That's probably lesser than the stat is because consider how many Pokemon. I don't know.
90% of people who have an Xbox, who had the original Xbox, got it for Halo.
Well,
that was just
what other game was there? Can you really count games that came with the system though?
Halo didn't come with the system.
You can get Halo with the fucking original.
I don't think it. I think the fucking game that came with it was Tetris or Monkey Ball. I think those are the only two games.
It came with Jet Grind Radio and Sega GT.
I don't remember. I don't remember what the Xbox came with, but I know my brother had to buy Halo. I know. Okay. I remember because he bought it for that. He basically.
I know there was a specific green see-through Halo edition Xbox.
I think that came, dude. I don't think when Halo started, Halo's a revolutionary game. It has to be. It has to be seen as such.
But like, what did it revolutionize besides LAN
Mechanics.
parties?
It revolutionized mechanics and replayability of quality.
Well, you have
it was just
SOCOM
quality.
games with the same mechanics, though, right?
Nah, this was first person. SOCOM was always third person.
Well, Call of Duty games.
You weren't a super soldier that was just running around shotgun, blast, punch to the face, jump, blast, and you just killed 5 people in a millisecond.
Do you think Halo would exist without Half-Life?
Possibly not, probably not. But you don't get Halo made you feel like like you were a beast.
Yeah, Half-Life was like a horror game.
Half-Life, you were still a man. You had to kind of be tactical. Halo, you could stay back and snipe. You could sneak around. You could just bum rush and just fucking blow things up and just be fucking John Wick.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with all the enemy types and all that shit.
Oh, I'm super familiar. We're going to do a Halo episode. It's going to be a long episode of you just sitting there falling asleep. Just me telling people how much. Because I don't know. It's one of those games that hits you just like Final Fantasy VII. It hits you at the right time in your life. And it's just, I like this. I don't need to fuck with other shit because I like this. And there's enough content here to carry me over. Which is why you stuck with fighting games for so many years. That's like endless content.
It is endless content.
Because you can't master all those characters in a short amount of time. It's fucking impossible.
Check it out, yo. Like, there was a time where, like, I was playing fighting games and there was nothing else to play. And I thought I was, like, wasting away playing them because, like, this was before, like, esports and shit like that. I literally thought I was going to waste away and, like, all my skills.
I think I had the same thing with RPGs.
In Street Fighter was for nothing. And then that's when I started following Tekken more, and then started learning about the tournaments that they were putting on, and like all that shit. And that shit like got me got my spirits up.
Got you back
into
into
my
it.
spirits up. Yeah.
So we were talking about how PS2 is clearly the winner, Xbox a surprising second place, and the GameCube easily third place. It's just
that's just how it rolls, and everybody knows that.
And Smash was great. GameCube had the best Mario Kart ever created.
Yeah,
Double Dash is the best by far.
Dude, I want to get that F-Zero on that shit. You said that shit wasn't good?
I never played it. Last F-Zero I played was on the Game Boy Advanced, and that might be the only time. Not a big fan of racing, traditional racing.
The 64 and then the one on the GameCube. Those two are fucking incredible.
Yeah, I never fuck with them. But going to the next, N64 was dope. I don't think we really ranked the first version, but it was like Dreamcast, PS1, N64. I think N64 wins that.
And you're just starting to learn more about the Dreamcast, right? Like, you don't know a lot.
No, not really. I still don't know much. I'm not really learning anything. You just tell me it's great and not for pussies. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll learn a little bit more about it.
Imagine, like, okay, so, like, you've seen the controller, right?
Yeah.
You know what the controller looks like. Imagine playing, like, Half-Life on that, or, like, a first or third-person shooter. Like, how do you think that shit is?
Trash.
You think it was trash?
Of course. The first-person shooters should be mouse and keyboard, first of all. That's the best way to play.
I've got the keyboard for the Dreamcast. I just don't have the mouse.
All first-person shooters are best with mouse and keyboard. You're not gonna. Controllers are for 8-year-olds.
Yeah, I gotta find the mouse. I wanna get one, but I have a keyboard, and there was a game I was playing on it. It was called Typing of the Dead.
Yeah,
you ever play that shit?
No, I've never even heard of it. I'm gonna be honest, it sounds pretty bad.
Dude, it's like House of the Dead, but like it's on rails shooter. That's like the genre.
Dude, I thought it was like a typing. Like you're gonna have to type.
Yeah,
things.
it is. So like the zombies are coming at you, and they have words. They have words that are on them, and you type the letters of the words, and those are like how many shots you shoot them with.
All right, I don't want to talk about this anymore. That's the dumbest fucking shit I ever heard in my life.
It helps you type better because zombies are coming at you, and you're like rushing to type.
I understand. It's stupid and unnecessary.
You'll play it and you'll like it one day. I'll bring it over and you'll have a blast.
That's what I'm afraid of, actually.
And you're gonna get your typing up per second, bro.
Yeah,
it's gonna be wild.
Who's that bitch we had in middle school? This fucking bitch had a honeycomb haircut. She was like 6'8", and she would walk around with a taser and just like fucking back straight, hands, elbows bent, feet flat on the ground. Yeah, for keyboard class. You don't remember that bitch?
A taser?
Yeah, or a taser or a ruler, same thing. So what would you of the generation before that? Dreamcast, PS1, N64. I say N64 kind of wins, but PS1's a clear second. And Dreamcast has to be number 3 because 1, it failed, and 2,
all right, so check this out.
I don't really know much about it.
It only lasted 2 years, right?
Right.
But in those 2 years, it went out with some bangers, yo. It had bangers on that system. And like guaranteed if it would have lasted a little longer, we would have seen like that shit like have some really dope shit on it.
Yeah, it was like Xbox.
There was a myth the original Tekken Tag was planned for the Dreamcast. Like, imagine if Tekken was on there, like, you know what I mean? That's another reason PlayStation kept having all the good shit. So like Sega was stuck with like Virtual Fighter, like for like 3D fighting games, but they did have Soul Calibur though. Soul Calibur was like one of the best Dreamcast games.
Soul Calibur made its way onto Xbox
and Soul Calibur 2, but the original Soul Calibur for Dreamcast was better than the arcade version.
Okay,
and that's when people started to take notice because they're like, "Holy shit! Never before has there been a port of an arcade game that has been better than the arcade version."
Right. Remember the Simpsons Arcade? That game was awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty tight.
I used to play the shit out of it. I would play that game right now. That if you were to get an arcade, if you were to purchase an actual arcade unit, what game would you get? Mine is the Simpsons for sure.
Mine, they have one. It's Arcade 1-Up, Johns. You know about those?
Not really.
Oh, it's like $300. Like it's like real cheap arcade machines that you could buy, but they're not arcade machines. It's like emulators in like a box.
Yeah, I want like the legit arcade where like I'll put quarters into it.
This shit is all right. I've heard the quality is getting better, but the one arcade machine that I would want, it's kind of stupid though. It's X-Men versus Street Fighter.
Okay. Dude,
that's like one of my favorite fighting games of all time, and that has crazy lore to it as well because all the versions are different.
Right.
Like the Sega Saturn version's the best version, but like the PlayStation version sucks. They cut animations out, and
they were fighting for space on those CDs.
No, it wasn't even space on the CDs. It was space in the RAM. PS1 didn't have enough RAM.
Ooh, okay.
So it botched a couple fighting games.
Right.
Got fucked up because of the PS1.
Yeah, I guess their idea was just to keep the
like it
the
was
core
one of those
there, the fighting.
Yeah, it was one of those 2v2 fighters that when your
first character
dies, when your first character dies, the other comes in. But
right.
in PS1, there wasn't enough RAM, so it was a 1v1 with assist characters.
Yeah, never mind. That's trash. That's betrayal. So, okay, so moving back forward to the generation of PS3, because I wanted to talk how like PS1 was great, PS2 beasted everybody out, and then Xbox shows up. GameCube was kind of trash, but then the Wii came out, and I think the Wii and the Xbox 360 were way better in their everything than PS3 was. Now I know you like the PS3 controller.
Right. So check this out. I'm going to explain what happened, right? So Xbox made a shitload of 360s.
They were great.
But do you know 85% of them were red ringed?
What, eventually? I'm sure. I mean,
and
that was what
PlayStation never really had like a red ring.
No, this is true. It just sounds like a fucking aircraft flying by when you turn it on if you're not in a fucking 30-degree room.
The sad part about the PS3 is they kind of shot themselves in the foot because they only had backwards compatibility on the first couple hundred models or so,
right?
Which were the Metal Gear Solid model, and it has 4 USB ports in the front and a hatch that opens. You put a whole bunch of like SD cards and shit in.
See,
they
PS3, I wanted a PS3 models, bad as hell, but I always had an Xbox 360. To me, the Xbox 360 was the champion after. Like, there was no way that I wasn't going to play Halo 3. And Halo 3 was coming out on 360. And PS2, the PlayStation had been kind of the backup, hadn't been the main system I was using for years. It was all about the Xbox. And then...
Yeah, so you had no nostalgia towards that, and had no hype towards the next level, because you didn't really experience that.
It had died out. The Xbox, I don't know when the Xbox was released exactly, but it overtook everything. PS2 was great, but the Xbox was fresher. So when the Xbox 360 came out, and you had to compare Xbox 360 or PS3.
No, but you got to remember, 360 came out before PS3.
But also
that's why games. No. But 360 was easier to program than the PS3.
Right.
But
it had better games.
No. Listen. So, Xbox rushed the 360, hence Red Ring of Death.
Yep.
They wanted it to come out before PS3, which it did come out before PS3. It had all those problems, right? It probably sold more than the PS3, but that accounts all the rebuys. People rebuying. You know, most people average had 360s.
That makes sense. I got 2 fucking dead 360s sitting right in front of me. And I don't even know if they work.
And I have my same old PS3 that I've had.
This is true.
Since the beginning.
But that is why, Ted, that was the point. You brought me right to the point I wanted to eventually nail.
But like PS3 ended up winning in the end because people started to understand the program language.
It's exactly what I'm saying.
Architecture.
In the long run, PlayStation won that battle.
You're right. In the beginning, it was all about Xbox.
Yeah, and then the 360 fucked it up. It was great on one end. Xbox 360 was fantastic. It had all these great games. It had a great, whatever system, Xbox Online, Microsoft, whatever it was awesome. PS3 was...
I admit the first couple years of the 360 were dope.
But then, just like the PS2, it wasn't what was fresh anymore. It kind of...
Well, remember they came out with the Elite and all these
everybody kind
of
realized that Xbox, like, no, dude, why am I going to get an Xbox 360 or an Xbox One? And let me get to the Xbox One reason why Xbox failed. Xbox 360, everybody knew about the Red Ring Death. You can't have such a famous negative aspect to your system. It was like synonymous with Xbox 360. It's so
fucked up because it's almost like GameStop were fixing 360s by just turning them on and wrapping them in a towel and just making them overheat so that the chip resolders itself to the motherboard. You know that's what they were doing to fix 360s.
Of course, I didn't fucking know that's what they were doing. That's how do you figure something ridiculous like that out,
dude? It's like they got in trouble for it too.
That's crazy.
But yeah, they were selling 360s like that. Refurbished ones, they were just the ones that they would overheat and fucking have that shit melt back onto the mother chip. It's fucking crazy.
360 ended up being sketch, and then when the PS4 and the Xbox One came out, that was when the console wars like really began. To me, was Xbox One and
Well, I don't know if you were following it because I was following it before they came out, and before they came out, there was
Xbox One.
Xbox got so much flack against them because they said they were going to implement this DRM. They started saying you could only have like this, and this, and then like games. You cannot sell your used games. You have a game and it's stuck on your system. You can't take that game and play.
They
that
were
on
ahead
a
of their.
friend's
I think they were ahead of
system.
their time with that kind of stuff. They thought they were delivering a user
And
experience.
then everybody had a backlash, and then Sony comes on stage and is like, "We're not going to charge for used games," and then everybody starts fucking clapping.
That's what it
for
was.
shit that they were already doing.
PS4 played the cards correctly because Xbox One, when it was coming out, they had the thing that was always watching you. They had the camera. I forget what it was. It always the Kinect. The
and
Kinect
it was proven
had
that,
to be online at all times. You had to
and it was
always be
proven
on.
that they were actually recording people, and the thing that they found most people doing was sex.
Yeah.
So they were watching people have sex.
Yeah, they were watching people have sex, and that stigma that was number 2. That was strike number 2. Strike number 1 was the Red Ring of Death in the previous iteration, and then you got the Xbox One. People, it's not even out yet. And people were like, fuck that. Microsoft wants to watch you have sex. PS4 was like, guess what? We're like, hey, guys, remember the PS2? PS3, we didn't do anything wrong. No Red Ring of Death. We're also not going to watch you have sex. Like you just said. I'm just saying it in a different way. But PS4 came out, was like, we're not going to do any of that bullshit Xbox is doing. Ours is different. And the PS4
people were mad at
was the beast.
People were mad at PS3 for installation times. I don't know if you're aware of that.
I remember a little bit of that, but the PS4 and the Xbox One were competing with the Wii U and the Wii, and then eventually the Switch came out and just fucking made a shitload of sales.
You know what I learned? The
Wii U was terrible.
Which game? What's the Zelda game that you have on Switch?
I have 2. There's the Breath of the Wild, and then there's Link's Awakening, the one where you're the windfish.
So Breath of the Wild has like one of the biggest open world maps ever.
Ted, I'm telling you, the day you get to play that game,
I seen the comparison. That shit is fucking huge,
dude. The moment you get to play that game and really give it 60 hours, I know it's not a moment. You'll appreciate the Nintendo Switch. And I'll say the same thing for Nintendo Switch. If you don't have,
remember when we thought GTA 5 had a big map? Like that's nothing now, dude.
Yeah, but Zelda is the chocolate, Mario is the vanilla. Everybody fucking buys vanilla for parties so that everybody can have ice cream because it's probably the cheapest. But everybody's favorite flavor is chocolate, right? You get what I'm saying? It's like of the first 2. It's like
I'm one of those vanilla beans. I'm one of those vanilla beans, homie.
But there's Adam and Eve, and at first there was only Adam. Then there was Eve, and then everybody wants Eve. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then Adam's
Eve's
without
boobs.
missing a rib now.
Exactly. And it's just not the same. So, what was I talking about?
Adam and Eve and
the chocolate and vanilla.
Yeah. You're a chocolate guy.
What was that in reference to?
Systems.
Right, Mario and
Nintendo.
Zelda. Sorry about that, team hand gaming. When the Zelda, like every console has a single game that kind of drove it. I think has at least one game, and I think the Switch was definitely Legend of Zelda. When was the last time a Nintendo game was Game of the Year? Everybody said that the fucking Legend of Zelda was Game of the Year. Nobody.
Well, it had the best looking grass in every open world game.
Do you say that a lot? And I don't understand if you're trying to insult the game, because it just hurts my feelings a little bit when you do that. But I'll tell you, there's games they don't give you that much beauty in the open. I like the art style. They don't give you that much open field. And there's times where you're riding the horse and you get to an open field.
And he can sled on his sword and on his shield, right?
Oh yeah, that shit's fun as hell. And he can fly. He can glide. He can glide down. So
it's like, what can he do?
He can't fly upwards unless you hit like a wind tunnel. But what I'm saying is that game, people were saying it's Skyrim, but you can climb and fly. It's like, well, that's a good thing. Well, I want to be able to
Yeah.
climb. Now, when I play games, it has spoiled me for other games, just like Halo had spoiled me for other games.
I heard somebody say that they were sick of open world games. That
I need to be able to climb. If it's an
he
open world
wishes
game, I want to be able to climb.
games were more linear.
No, fuck that. That's
Like I think if Metal Gear 5 was linear, it would be a better game.
certain games.
That's what I think.
Halo's linear, and I love it, but I don't know.
But the new one's supposed to be open world.
The new Halo. Oh, well, I'm looking forward to that. But it being linear back in the day, I'm willing to accept it. Star Fox doesn't get any more linear. It's called a linear shooter, right?
Honestly, the last linear game, AAA game that I played was Max Payne 3.
That's the last linear game you played?
Last AAA linear game, yeah.
Dude, you played Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's linear.
That's super linear. It's chapters.
It's linear, but it's like maze linear. But you go through every. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm excited for Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2, whatever the fuck asshole name
you
they're gonna give to it.
You said you just met Aerith, right?
Yeah, I just fell through, and I love the nostalgia. I love that I'm full on into the game. I play it nonstop.
I feel like she's very aggressive.
Sexually?
Like she's mad Zach isn't around, and she just takes it out on Cloud.
She's got an itch. She's got an
Dude,
itch in her
how
snitch.
could she not? How could she just not be like, my boyfriend used to wear those clothes? You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my boyfriend's sword. Like, what the hell?
Yeah,
like she doesn't recognize the damn sword.
Dude, we hold your horses.
My bad.
Hold your choke.
I apologize.
Because
I apologize.
it's
We're
ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But no, not that. It's that we could go off on tangents on Final Fantasy VII all day, because we're actually going to have another episode. We're going to call it Final Fantasy VII Remake. But whatever. Fuck that. The point is that's a linear game. And not sure why we got to this linear part, but the whole idea of Zelda Breath of the Wild, the greatness of it is there's never been a Zelda game like that. There was a little bit of open world where you can run to this place and run to this place, but there's certain barriers that you couldn't cross. You know, there's a tree in the way, and you have to get the axe from this dungeon.
I think that's the goal for most of these games. They want to transition into that. Like Metal Gear did it, but I think they failed. And that game is good. The mechanics are good.
Listen, bro, Metal Gear failed on the Game Boy, dog. You stuck with it.
Game Boy version is actually pretty good, bro.
Yeah, and that's
Ghost Babel,
never
bro.
Never got better than that. It just was another ridiculous story after another with a guy named Snick. Spelled
and without like 3 or 4 movies, that game wouldn't exist either.
Which game? Final Fantasy VII Remake?
Metal Gear, like without like Escape from New York,
and
like
Iroquois Pliskin, Heat,
all that shit.
What's the other? Was it Deer Hunter? Have you ever seen that with Robert De Niro?
Yeah,
and it's about the Russian roulette in the Vietnamese prison camp.
Yeah,
that's one of my all-time favorite movies. I fucking absolutely love that.
I gotta
movie.
watch it again. I haven't brushed up on that one.
It's definitely. Speaking of movies, I watched Super Broly last night.
Oh wow!
It was good. It wasn't long enough.
It was not long enough. But
it was great. It was great. It was a very enjoyable.
I feel like everybody had their nerd out part. What part were you nerding out at?
My nerd out part was when you see Broly grown up for the first time. What?
Did you watch it with your woman?
No.
Or did you watch it alone?
I watched it alone with the dog.
Okay.
The dog. I made the dog watch. Like I was holding the dog's face towards the TV.
It was probably super hype at the end of it. Running around.
Yeah. So my favorite part was when Broly's introduced as an adult, and he fucking, the green chick.
Doesn't he kick somebody in the face or some shit?
He kicks one of those giant bugs in the face after flying.
And they play the music.
Yeah. It was a pretty epic part when they've been there the whole time, and then the plane. But lands.
Is it me, or did they make Broly kind of like Encino Man?
They made him a little bit too dumb. I do think. I think he's
Me, Broly.
Why
would Walter?
They should have gone more into the backstory of how he was raised and why he talks like that. Because it kind of seems like the way he is now, it's like his dad found him in the jungle when he was 9 years old. It's like, no, you fucking raised him.
Yeah.
Why can't he talk better? Yeah, he's crazy. But maybe if you taught whatever, I think
they wanted him to seem like Tarzan, I guess.
Yeah, they did, absolutely. They wanted to seem like a wild beast.
But he's Tarzan with a fucking dad that could teach him.
And his dad was like
mean?
his handler, treated him like as if he were a beast. And
now that I think about it, Tarzan and Encino Man were played by the same person.
This is true. Brendan Fraser. I was reading about him on the Wikipedia last night. Apparently, some guy fucking tried to rape him, and that's why his career got all fucked up.
Oh, shit.
That's not my words. That's Wikipedia's words.
That's messed up.
That's why we haven't seen that guy around in a while.
He's in that show Doom Patrol, but he's fully like...
Yeah, it's not even him. His career has mummified. You get the joke? Because he was in those... Egyptian movies.
Dude, I was watching, my mom was like going through her Amazon Fire Stick, and dude, like there's the Mummy, right? And then there's the Mummy Returns, and then I think there's another Mummy.
And then there's
movie.
the Dragon Mummy.
No, the Scorpion King with the Rock.
Yeah, well, that's not a Mummy movie. That's just a Scorpion King movie.
No, it's in the same universe.
Oh, I know.
And then it goes all the way up to Scorpion King 3 or 4, dude.
Yeah, it got pretty bad.
And one of them like has like, dude, it looks crazy. It was just funny how like those movies ended up being like that.
Yeah,
like fucking
that shit happened. It's like Tremors. There's like Tremors 6 now, and they're all trash.
Yeah, and then now
Tremors is okay.
Now you have movies like Sharknado and shit.
Yeah, that's The Rock's fault. That's his fault.
The John Cena was in a Marine movie, and now he fucking salutes every time he comes out. Like,
yeah, but dude, you can't compare John Cena in the Marine to Sharknado, can you? Like,
dude,
Marines
exist. They're all trash. Every time I watch a movie and I see like that WWE intro.
Yeah, but there is different types of trash. There's like trash that you. There is different. There's trash that
I
touch.
enjoy laughing at. It's trash I enjoy making fun of after the fact.
Right.
But I'm not going to sit through it.
So compare that to real trash. Like there's trash that you don't want to touch. Like trash that's,
trash
like,
I do want to touch is like
paper.
Mortal Kombat 1 movie,
right.
Street Fighter 1 movie,
plastic bags,
Pauly Shore movies, Arnold movies.
I can't think of other things.
I only laugh at Van Damme movies. I don't really enjoy Van Damme movies. I watch Van Damme movies to laugh.
And then there's the trash that you don't want to touch. Stuff that's wet, like jizz.
Yeah.
If there's any jizz or poop involved.
Yeah, it's like the Catwoman movie.
Throw up, like paper towels. Wet trash. Okay, so I think dry trash versus wet trash. That's the barrier between the two types of trash, correct? And then
I guess so.
And then smelly trash, right? Because I guess dry trash and wet trash could smell, but it's not going to be wet and dry. It's like solid liquid.
But like you get used to something. You get used to a smell.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. There's different types of trash that you can approach. Like McDonald's throws cheeseburgers out, fully wrapped cheeseburgers in the dumpster. I knew a guy who used to dumpster dive, and he would eat McDonald's every night. He had no money. He would just wait there. The guy would throw him in the trash. He'd jump in the dumpster and grab him. The guy would. The way the story was told to me was that the guy would wait by the dumpster.
I'm gonna have to go buy these dumpsters.
The guy. I will buy you cheeseburgers. Do not. We can't be having the fans see you at a McDonald's dumpster. It's like, this is the high-end gaming guy.
Dude, but you know what
what's
McDonald's?
Like, what are you doing over there?
What burger it is by how it's wrapped. So, like, if it's in foil, it's a regular burger. If it's in a box, if the burger has its own little box, that's a Mac or something special.
But you can't be having people walk up and be like, "Yo, hey, look at that! That's the Sleep God from High End Gaming," and you're like, "Yo, what's up?" Like, what are you doing over there? And then the guy comes out with the trash and throws the burgers in and be like, yo, I'm just grabbing some burgers. Like, you want some? And then there goes that fan.
Dude, but they would understand if they would have heard the first episode.
This is true. This is very true. This is what they call a callback. But let's, real quick, or not real quick.
I'm
We
addicted.
gotta get back to talking about the consoles and the games that we play. Where? Yeah. So all right. So we can still use wet trash, dry trash, smelly trash. You know, there's different rankings. I guess I would, wet trash that doesn't smell would, I think, be okay if I know why it's wet.
Like, I don't know,
because it could just be water. Because ocean trash is just wet trash, but it's pretty
sure,
clean.
but there's a lot of liquidy things I don't want to touch.
Yeah, I'd say most liquidy things. I don't
that aren't water.
Yeah, like think of a piece of shit. If a piece of shit is dry, I'll grab it with my bare hand if I have to. But if a piece of shit is wet,
did you see the Mia Khalifa?
What?
You know Mia Khalifa?
Yeah, I know who she is, but I don't know what the Mia Khalifa. You're talking like it's the Mona Lisa, like it's this new painting.
No, but she did some foul shit. Since you're talking about shit and how picking up shit.
Yeah.
So she had her mask that she uses for putting on her face for not getting COVID.
Yeah.
There's a video of her taking that mask off and picking up her dog's poop with it and throwing the dog poop out. And then putting the mask back on her face.
Oh, you know what? I actually did see that. And as much as I think that it's not real, it just doesn't matter to me whether it is or not. Her nose.
Well, she's had worse shit. She had
large.
worse shit in her mouth than dog shit in her face, probably. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
possibly.
it's a day and apart.
Possibly. There's
some dog shit.
A huge, just like there's a difference between dry trash and wet trash. There's a difference between a butthole and poop.
Shit was dry enough for her to pick it up and not get a stain on her mask.
But you understand. But you understand what I'm saying, that there is a difference between a butthole and poop.
It's all circle.
No, it's not. Dude, there's a difference between licking someone's butthole and putting poop on a mask that you're just breathing in like nonstop.
Because she knows her dog isn't a whore and doesn't get,
Okay, so compare a clean dog to a clean person's butthole that a chick is licking. Either one of those that shits out, the clean dog or the clean human,
you think she would pick up her own poop with her mask and then wear it?
It's all bad. Poop is worse than where poop comes from. That's all I'm saying.
You think she got pink eye because of that, probably?
She probably got pink everything. That shit was just resting on her nose tip and her mouth. That smell is going to stay there for a while. I think it was fake. I think she had. I think it was fake poop.
I don't know, dude. That's some weird shit that girls. I'm not even gonna say that because.
Well, now you have to say it.
Kind of already said it.
I think our demographic.
No, I just think she was just stupid. I just think she's stupid. That's all.
Yeah. She was trying to be like a sports anchor, and I think a lot of the people, the organizations, were like, "Yeah, we're gonna find." Else.
I know, like she lied about the money that she made. She was trying to like not be a whore or something, and like explain to people that she didn't get that much money, which I don't really understand that either, because like it don't really matter, but like she made it a subject anyway, and then like she got caught lying, like she lied about the dates that she was working.
Whatever, bitch. She seems like a really fucking nice person. Anyway, PS3. Oh, we're on the PS4, the Xbox One, and the Wii U. I didn't play shit on the Wii U. Did you?
No.
I think the Wii U, I think, was the first failure Nintendo ever had.
The Wii U is a PlayStation 4 Pro. That's what a damn Wii U is.
But the Wii U, yeah, exactly. It did have an updated fucking controller, like the big, but nobody gave a fuck. Everybody thought
the controller was an add-on.
Dude, everybody was hot on Xbox, on PS4.
Dude, even the commercial said it's not an add-on. It's a whole new experience.
Yeah, idiots. But the Switch coming out during the PS4, Xbox One series era, I think the Switch kind of dominated and pushed Xbox like way off so now it's kind of PlayStation 1.
Nobody owns an Xbox in Japan.
That's the thing though, is
two
like
American dudes that live over there, weeboos,
that's the thing, like
Xboxes over there.
Nintendo was always competing with everything, right? But Nintendo was successfully competing, whereas PlayStation and Xbox were couple decades were directly competing with each other. They had the same games, they had similar experience.
Well, you know how the overall lore is. So I don't know. I think Nintendo loses in the long run because PlayStation.
Where can they go from here with the Switch?
PlayStation walked up to Nintendo to create a system, and Nintendo denied them, and Nintendo ended up going to 3DO for whatever they were doing, and that's when they made those Mario games on the 3DO, and then PlayStation ended up creating the PlayStation from the whatever was left from that little talk. So, like,
in the long run, I think it's going to be PlayStation is going to. They're all going to eventually become computers. PlayStation, Xbox. They're eventually going to become PCs, and
it's going to be a car house
the
boat
Nintendo
system.
The Nintendo is going to
be everything.
Nintendo is going to be like 15, 20, 30 years away, but Nintendo is eventually going to become a computer, and people are going to accept these massive bricks in their house as their computer.
Dude, you forget Xbox lost the Blu-ray war. Remember with HD DVDs?
Yeah,
they lost that shit. They invested. You could get an HD DVD player for the 360, but those shits are like.
That's what I'm saying.
Dude, Xbox has a habit of like making shit that never comes out. Like, I remember they were like working on some augmented reality shit where you put like some cloth on a table and you have like a damn projector and you wear some fucking glasses and like you could see somebody playing Minecraft on a system on like your table and shit.
No, I get what you're saying.
But like when did that ever come out? That shit never came out.
Dude, they got to perfect a lot. They got a lot of ideas. But I want to talk about the games.
They were gonna do some shit where it was a 3D projector that projects all over your room, and so like shit that's outside of your TV you could see. Like, they were working on shit like that. Like, that shit would have been dope.
Yeah, it's all ideas, but the technology is not there yet. They haven't figured out how to do it.
No, but like I'm pretty sure they've stopped on all aspects of any of those. Like,
I guess it's viability. Is it worth it? Is it worth it to invest
like,
another $1 billion?
They were balls. Or not? How many balls deep were they in Connect? And how many years did it last for them to say this shit failed? I'm sorry,
dude. That was the Wii's fault, dude.
Let's put more CPU usage on the games itself instead of the Connect.
Dude, the Wii came out and everybody was like, "Oh man, motion is fun. Like, you can interact more. It's more immersive." And then everybody else was like, "No, we're gonna stick with PlayStation and Xbox and sit on our fucking balls."
No, but
and play video
as
games.
always, PlayStation perfects it with the PSVR. PSVR is fucking dope.
PlayStation by far has been the most consistent video game console company out of the three.
The PSP, the PS Vita. I've hacked the PSP, and
allegedly
that was like one of the best like things I ever bought. My PSP.
I still have. I got PSP. I got two actually. Back,
yeah, dude.
fresh
I need
ones.
to hook you up with those emulators, dog.
Yeah, there's a lot of great. I had one hacked a while ago where I had every single PS2 game.
Don't question me. I have all these games in a storage container.
Yeah, exactly.
But these are all the ROMs.
But so PS3, Wii, Xbox 360. That's the one we were jumping off at, and I think we talked a bit about it. Halo 3 was awesome. And
Assassin's
Creed games and Gears of War. And other than that, 360, I don't really remember much. I know there's a lot of good zombie games on there.
Left 4 Dead and shit like that.
There's some good zombies. So Xbox 360 was solid, but they had those two major issues. The Xbox in general, Microsoft in general, had the Red Ring of Death, which became super famous for, and the Xbox Live Connect thing that watched you have sex with your fucking significant other all the time. So that killed Xbox. PlayStation 4, I think, dominated the exclusives.
So wait, you never had a PS3?
No, I didn't.
Wow, PS3 is a special machine, man.
I saw my PS2 that works, so I understand.
Okay.
And I wish I had a PS3, but the PS4 came out, and I was like, oh, I'll just get a PS4. But
you had a 360, so like you played everything that was on the PS3 already.
Yeah, that was where PS4 really jumped off.
Like, what games were really only for... Okay, yeah, let's talk about, like, the exclusives. Like, what exclusives were, like, the top tits? Like,
yeah, exactly. In Xbox, Xbox 360?
Like Halo games.
Yeah, I just said it. Halo games, Assassin's Creed, and Gears of War. That was those games right there.
Dead or Alive Extreme Volleyball.
Oh my god.
I know Rich played all those.
Really? Oh my god.
Yeah, he beat them shits.
What other? Oh, Ninja Gaiden, I think the second Ninja
Gaiden.
Crackdown, Fable. There was Dead Rising. I'm looking Gears of War.
Actually, a lot of exclusives for the 360.
Yeah, that's
not
what
that
I mean.
Many for the Xbox One.
Mass Effect, Halo Reach, Braid, BioShock. That was. I can't believe I forgot about BioShock and the Elder Scrolls and Fallout, which I think they were.
BioShock was for 3. I played BioShock on 3.
That was on PlayStation 3?
Yeah. BioShock and Dead Space. I think Dead Space was an exclusive.
But no, Xbox 360 just overall the games played better. That I felt like they played better than the PS3 games. PS3, I'm going to just say it was a little too Asian. And the Xbox 360 was American, and it was so easy. It was more geared towards those demographics, and then PS4 just was like, our shit is for everybody. Our shit is better than everything else.
Yeah, PS4
it
doesn't have any how do you say like if you get a PlayStation 4 in Japan, you're getting the same PlayStation 4 as Americans.
Right.
There wasn't separate
right.
versions for each region.
PS4 was them. They perfected it in PS3, and not as many people noticed for some reason because the Xbox 360 was big, and Xbox Online was fucking great as well.
Oh, you know the PS3 had the same XMB as the PSP?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, so like you kind of experienced with the fucking PSP, if you remember.
With the
PS5,
PS5,
same fucking thing.
Now this is around the time Skyrim. When Skyrim came out, I think that was the moment where people started really diving into PCs, because it was the most beautiful game you could have played, and on the PC it was 15 times better looking.
Oh, of course.
And that was for me. I had a video editing computer at the time, and I had like 32 gigabytes of RAM.
All those games were better on the on. I've played those
no load times,
man. The Fallout games. Yeah, Mr. No Load Time.
That was why I didn't buy a PS3 because I had the PC and it ran. My computer ran better than a PS4 when the PS3 was out. If that makes sense. So my PC was way more powerful. I was able to download texture mods, and Skyrim was really what set it off for a lot of people. And that was what, Game of the Year 2010, 2012. I can't remember, but that shit changed. Skyrim changed things, in my opinion, and PC kind of came in. That's where it became big for me, was when PC was fully realized that you're going to pay more, but you're going to have a much better experience. When did it come out?
The other reason,
2011.
The other reason why I stuck with PlayStation and people stuck with PlayStation and motherfuckers weren't fucking with Xbox is because PlayStation was in it for the poor man. Like, they didn't charge for PlayStation Online.
That's true.
Like you could pay for PlayStation Plus, but that's just 2 games every month. But if you don't pay, you don't your access is revoked.
It also seems like Xbox kind of went hardcore for Game Pass. Is that what you're saying?
Well, that was after
recently.
All that shit.
This was recently. This was like the last
recently,
year or two where Xbox kind of like tripled down on that shit. But
now you need PlayStation Plus to play online on a PS4.
Yeah.
Fucking bull. You can still play PS3 games online for free now.
But the thing with the PS4 was, no, I didn't know that. The thing with the PS4 was, in the next generation, was where it really dominated, was the games that came out for it that were exclusives. And just the top 3 off the top of my head is the God of War game.
Wait, did you say exclusive and Xbox and God of War in the same sentence?
No, I meant to say PS4.
Okay.
PS4, whatever. Fucking I meant PS4 exclusives. Where they really jumped off was the end of the PS4, the latter half of the PS4's existence with Death Stranding. The Last of Us was the beginning. God of War,
Horizon Zero Dawn, people like a lot.
and then the what was the game that we were just? No, I can't. Why can't I think of it?
The Last of shit.
Well, The Last of Us 2, God of War, Ghost of Tsushima. So these are just three. Those are three games: Ghost of Tsushima, God of War, and Horizon Zero Dawn, which was earlier, and Death Stranding. They all came out in like 2018, 2019.
And now you can get Death Stranding and Horizon Zero Dawn on the PC.
Oh, really? Yeah, I did see that. But you get what I'm saying is those games towards the end of the PS4 were so good that really made I think those are what made this PS5 just dominate sales.
Well,
name a
because
single
people are still
Xbox
playing
One
those
game
on the PS5, bro.
Dude, can you name a single
I'm not-
Xbox One game that has come out in the last 2 years?
Bug Snacks?
What?
I don't know. I was just thinking of something.
But you're into the you
know Street Fighter V is a PlayStation exclusive.
I did not know that.
It's on the PC as well, but you cannot get it on Xbox.
Right.
You cannot get it on Nintendo.
I think there's a serious chat. They have their nice fucking Twitter hellos to each other. Oh, Xbox, it's been such a pleasure launching games with you the last couple of years, or launching fucking consoles. Dude, there is such a shadow battle going on, and let me tell you who won it. The fucking PS5 won it this year and 2020, but the first half of 2020 and 2019, 2018, the Switch was dominating. Xbox, nobody gives a fuck about Xbox anymore.
Xbox has had the same fucking controller for 3 generations.
I guess the PlayStation
nothing
did too.
added on to it, dude.
Dude, the PlayStation did the same shit too. PlayStation 1,
dude.
the PlayStation 1 dual analog is the same.
I'll go through every year and I'll tell you what they changed.
Yeah, the subtleties, the subtle differences, but it's basically the same shit.
No, dude. No, okay, so check it out. PlayStation, they added the analog sticks, right?
Yeah, that was the first PlayStation.
There's analog sticks, also added R3 and L3 buttons.
This is true.
Right? And then the rendition after that, they made it so that you could hit that whenever you like. At first, you could only press that button like when you weren't moving the stick. Then they made it so that you could hit it on any angle. When moving the stick, you could hit L3 and R3. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's PS2. PS3, you have the 6-axis technology, which was there were 6 axes that were calculated when you're holding the actual PS3 controller. Right.
Right. I get what you're
because
saying.
you never had a PS3.
I played it.
So
I played it enough.
Like, all right. So like if I was playing GTA on PS3. I could just reload by like flicking the controller real quick and it'll reload, or I could make it so that I could steer the car with the controller, moving it like left and right.
Oh yeah, no, I get you. Gyro. It's gyro.
But it's like the PlayStation patented like 6-axis technology,
right?
And like you could use it for most games. Most games, like GTA 5, you could use it for like steering a car and the boat and like popping wheelies on a motorcycle and like
I do remember
reloading
that.
your gun. That shit was tight.
All that shit's on the Switch too.
And also PS2 and PS3 had pressure sensitivity in the buttons, which I keep talking about in every episode.
This is true.
I think it's something that people don't realize is a big deal.
No, dude, everybody knows.
And could have changed the game if Xbox wasn't so damn stubborn.
You're right, though, dude.
And would have kept it.
Everybody knows that the harder you press a button, the harder it's supposed to punch or some shit. Why? That should be all controllers. That should be a given. That should be a standard.
Yeah, it should be. Like, it made racing games amazing on the D-pad. Imagine that, bro.
Yeah.
And then when you go to the PS4 controller, it still has a little bit of the gyro shit, but they put the mouse pad on it.
Yeah, but the mouse pad is a nice little addition to it. It's unused space anyway.
No, but for all the first party games, it uses it, and dude, so like every controller they added something and they were trying something new.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't say that with the Xbox.
No, you can't. But you can say that with Nintendo by a much harsher degree. Like example,
it's like PlayStation on acid. Like,
dude, look at the
okay,
fucking...
now we got the nunchuck. Now we got the
Yeah.
Look at the GameCube controller and the 64 controller.
Dude,
the
okay.
weirdest shits ever.
There is no controller that is more similar than the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo. We did a whole episode on controllers, but this is a good rehash. Dude, regular Nintendo, fucking box. Super Nintendo, little rounded edges. N64, like, fucking looks like nothing before that has ever looked like the N64 controller. And it was awesome. Introduces the joystick on the home console. Then you got the GameCube controller, which they're kind of going back to, like, oh, this is what controllers are supposed to be like. A little bit of an upgrade. Then go to the Wiimote, which, like, what the fuck was that? Then the Wii U controller, which is a fucking monitor. It looks like it weighs 400 fucking pounds. It looks like a fucking console itself.
Technically a touchscreen tablet that can't be used separately.
It looks like
right?
the thing that you would fucking steer a spaceship when you're in a
So
different...
you've had a Wii U, right?
thing. No, I didn't. Chase had.
Oh,
That's
shit.
not the only time.
I wanted to say, how far away do you have to be for that shit to lose signal?
No, I don't think it's wireless. I don't think that was wireless. And I think the Nintendo Switch controller, like, they kind of figured it out. They were like, okay, we can't make these fucking bulbous ass fucking monstrosities.
I know, like, people were modding the Wii U's, like, it should moddable.
Well, all of it's moddable, right? Every computer piece of computer technology is just motherboards connected to different CPUs and RAMs and
this
video
is true.
cards.
For the
Oh god, I ate something spicy.
For the fighting game tournaments, they have mechanisms that, like, can read any type of controller peripheral into like a Xbox or a PlayStation.
But let's talk about games on this generation, because to me, the Wii had some cool games. Nothing really to write home about. GameCube, I think, had better games. The Wii had the better console.
GameCube, the only game that it had that was really revolutionary was Resident Evil 4.
This is true. Oh, GameCube, you're saying?
Yeah.
Nah, the two Legend of Zelda games were really good too. Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. They were actually really good. And then Super Mario Sunshine was kind of a disaster. Mario Galaxy, however, on the Wii was a fucking great game.
I heard that was like the longest Mario game is Sunshine.
It is. It's a good game, but it's a janky fucking Mario game. Mario Galaxy, however, on the Wii was dynamite, and the Wii didn't really have a great Zelda game. Had a great Donkey Kong game, but and it had, I think, a couple Metroid Prime games. All in all, I played most of them, but they're nothing compared to the Switch. Whereas the PS4, the PS3 games are nothing compared to the PS4 games. And the PS2 games, the PS1 games are nothing compared to PS2. And it seems like you can compare all the consoles to each other, but really right now, to me, it's the only competitors with the Switch is PC. It is the PlayStation, sorry, and the only competitor to the PlayStation.
You're talking about the portable?
No. I'm talking about in general. Forget I said anything about Switch. The only competitor to the Switch, the only competitor to the Switch is PlayStation as far as consoles go. And the only true competitor to the PlayStation 5 is PCs. I don't think Xbox is really coming close anymore. And
dude, Xbox is struggling.
Dude,
it's been struggling with all the games.
The branches have diverted. The paths of video games have diverted into three paths, I think. And it's the mobile aspect of the Switch and the versatility of a Switch.
They just launched Call of Duty Mobile in China.
Dude, fuck, Call of Duty is just a money grubbers. But I just want to finish real quick. Then there's the PlayStation, which is like solid, affordable. You're always going to enjoy it, always going to be there. And then the other path is I got extra money and I'm going to invest a shitload for basically a similar experience with better graphics. But those are the gamers nowadays. And then there's mobile, but like who get like on the phone, but those people aren't real gamers. Just like hockey's not a real sport.
So would you say streaming games is being real gamer?
Streaming in what way? Like you're letting people watch you play?
Like all right, like I guess there would be three examples. The first example is Stadia.
I don't know what that means.
Oh,
I know
okay,
the
never
word.
mind.
I know the word.
Yeah.
You guys got to elaborate. It's for the fans. The fans don't fucking know what you're talking about.
The Google streaming console that you need like fucking a billion internet speed to play.
I don't need. Yeah, streaming games. What's the next?
And then you have PlayStation Now, and then you have Xbox Game Pass.
Oh,
Those
yeah, I
are
get what you're
streaming.
saying. Yeah. No, I was confused for a second. No, it's just digital. It's just digital. Being able to play games, Game Pass. You sign up for a subscription. You have access to all these games. That's one thing. But as far as the future of gaming, I think the PS5 kind of showed everybody what it is. I want to press one button. I want to pick up one item, and I want to be able to play my games. I don't want it to be complicated. I don't want to have to worry about my computer dying. I don't want to worry about red rings of death. I don't want to worry about dropping my Switch and losing my video games.
Yeah.
And because it's all about fucking being addicted to games and not wanting to live real life because it's fucking beat. You know, fucking coronavirus is beat. What, you can't go out and chill with people. What are you going to do?
Everybody has their own excuses, you know.
Dude, coronavirus is directly responsible for PS5s, the Switch, and even PS4s getting sold out, and the video cards for PCs. It's coronavirus because everybody's got extra stimulus money. They're not going out to the bar every night trying to get laid, trying to get their pee sucked. So they're saving money, and their homies aren't going out either. They're playing Call of Duty.
But that's the thing, like, people don't get, like, they're like, oh, PlayStation $600 or whatever. It's like, but yeah, like, it's an investment, you dumb fuck. Like, how many years are you going to have this? You're going to have this for a fucking long time. Like, you know, like.
Oh, man, I thought I muted myself. I was moving the mic around. I'll just exit that out. No, you're right, though. Like $600. Let's call it.
Like that's
$1,000.
nothing.
Call it
that's
$1,000.
nothing compared to the enjoyment that you're going to receive by using this.
How long have you had a PS?
Item.
How long has your PS4 been up and running?
Oh my god!
You probably invested $2,000 into it or less.
No,
I mean for games and controllers and the PlayStation Online, all that stuff.
Well, I fixed my own controllers and shit. So
hold on, I'm about to take a bite of an apple.
Any ad today? No ad today?
Oh, fuck. I totally forgot. Dude, there was a moment in the episode where we were at minute 22. And I was like, oh, yeah, let's do the ad. They say the later you run an ad, the better chance people listening to it. I don't think they want to. I don't think they want to listen to it this late.
It was the apple because it sounds like a damn soundboard.
Oh yeah, well it
was like the perfect apple.
I just sampled myself eating an apple earlier, and then that's what I played. All right, so yeah, we'll run the ad real quick. Might as well. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
So this podcast is Remotely FM. If you're a podcaster, you know how difficult it can be to record high quality remote interviews. Nobody's going around each other because of COVID. Best way to record is with something like Remotely. It records high quality audio and video tracks at studio quality level. You want to learn more about recording remote interviews, great remote interviews, go to remotely.fm. I got a little, that's the Remotely ad to Danny Reggie Falk. I didn't have to look at I've memorized the ad at this point.
I'm saying your waveform looks pretty sexy right now,
dude. It's too thick, dude. It's too thick. I get nervous. I'm like, wow, I've been talking too much. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know you get. I know you know how it feels. But not real quick. We have to actually. I want to talk about this at length. Well, Xbox One. I just asked you. I cannot think of a single game that has come out on Xbox One that I give a fuck about, and I'll tell you. I'm interjecting on your interjection. I'm telling you, Gears of War 4 and 5, fucking trash. I played Gears of War 4. It's super disappointing.
Oh yeah, SJW, right?
Halo 5, trash. It's been the worst rate. Everybody hates Halo 5. Everybody hates Gears of War 4. You can't. Xbox made so many bad decisions that I don't think.
Oh yeah, now they're just buying up companies. They think they can fucking get bailed out by.
That's the goal.
Doing.
Well, I think that's what PlayStation 4 did.
I feel like they'd be better as a mobile company. These games should be on mobile. They shouldn't be on console.
This is true. Sea of Thieves. That's the only game. Sea of Thieves.
Oh, and that shit was unfinished trash as well.
It was unfinished. That was dry trash, even though it was mostly in the ocean. So you would think it would be wet trash. That's a fun fucking game. Meter. And this is the point that I wanted to get to. I'm mad that we got to it this late because we should be talking about. I want to talk about Among Us, Fall Guys, and Sea of Thieves, games that blew up because of the viral nature of their clips and the streamers. Because the streamers themselves have completely changed the gaming industry. Well, they make or break shit. Look at Among Us.
All right, so if you're not playing games, right? You're either not interested in games or you're watching somebody else play games, right? If you're not playing games.
Yeah, I guess so, but some people just don't like video games.
So the pandemic happened, and motherfuckers who are broke are watching people play games now. So you have more people watching people playing games, and people are playing crazy things. You know what I mean? People are
trying shit out.
People are trying shit out now.
There's a lot of video games being created.
Figuring out what is actually dope to play. Well, you're right. It is because of the streamers. But I don't know who even started the trend. I can tell you who started the fucking Pokemon damn trend, though.
I think they came out with. I think it was YouTube. People were putting clips on YouTube, and somebody put a full run through of a game up, and it got 1 million views. The guy was like, "Oh shit! Like, what if I could find a way to play this live? I wonder if people will watch." That's exactly what it is. It's just a new form of entertainment that we just were right in the middle of. Dude, I love streaming.
I just figured out about people speedrunning and the rules of speedrunning, and that shit is retarded.
Speedrunning's from back in the arcade days, though, as well. It was seen as another form of high score.
The rules now, dude, are crazy.
Well, yeah, because people fucking cheat, dude.
And you have like shit like I think Rich sent me this link. It was a challenge for Final Fantasy VII. Getting to level 99 in the first reactor.
Yeah, I think, was that you sent that to me, or?
No, I think it was Rich.
All right, explain that.
He sent it to me, too.
Explain that, because my brother, real quick, my oldest brother, he played the first Pokemon. He leveled up Charizard to, like, level 75 before the first gym that you fight. And I was like, dude, you're not supposed to do that. I think
It's basically
just fucking playing the same shit over and over again.
It's basically he's just with Barrett, and you're just with Barrett, and it's Barrett and Cloud just leveling up. But because of the where you're at in the game, experience points are like you only get 20 experience points a battle. So, like, motherfuckers, they said it took like 520 hours to like actually complete the whole. Like, these motherfuckers did this shit for 5 years. Like, that's how long it took these people.
Why do it though? What's the point? You know?
I don't like it's for clout. Literally, that's all it is. If somebody challenged somebody to do it, and then the dude who challenged people didn't prove that he did it and was just like trolling people, so somebody actually like recorded it themselves and fucking did the shit.
Dude, I can't imagine what the point of that is.
And you know how Final Fantasy leveling is.
Yeah, I do.
Like somebody made the point in the video that when you get to level 50, you're not halfway there. Like, you're only 16% of the way to level 99.
Yeah, because it's exponential, 50. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just,
it keeps like multiplying itself. Like, it's
I just finished that
crazy.
apple. I need to fucking regenerate.
Apple core?
No, there's cyanide in there, bro.
What?
There's cyanide in there, bro. The seeds.
I don't know, man.
Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, dude, apples are fucking cyanide, dude. But because that's why they say an apple a day keeps the doctor away, because you're basically building up your power to cyanide.
I want to say you're bullshitting, but you're a good bullshitter.
Yeah, dude, it has to do with Eve, sucking the snake's
All right,
dick.
that's about it.
Yeah, she sucked the snake's dick
All
and
right,
got
Eric
the
Voice,
apple.
Pliskin.
Got the apple jizz. So let's close up real quick, because I think for me, PS4 won. I think PS4 lost to Switch eventually, but
Eventually,
it eventually did lose. But the PS5 is dominating.
You know they stopped production on PS4 Pros. You can only get them used now.
That makes sense. Why would they keep making it? What the fuck?
I don't know why they would keep making original ones if they're not making Pros. I don't know why you would do that.
Yeah, I don't get it either. But do you have any agreement with that statement, that eventually the Switch kind of overtook the PS4 in popularity? Because
how many games does the Switch have?
The Switch has a lot of very good games. I could go through them.
I only know about 12 games on the Switch, so it's
12's a lot.
My mental catalog is like I'm thinking in my head, what the fuck are you talking about,
dude? The Switch, for me, let me just hold on a sec. Tell me, whatever. I'll just pause real quick. All right, so for games, sorry,
this isn't There's no way, dude.
What?
There's no way there's 3,222 games for the Switch.
All right, so I'm just going to go through.
There's no fucking way, dude.
I'm just going to go. Yeah, dude,
you couldn't name me 1,000, bro.
No. Where are you looking at this? You look at this on the internet?
Yes.
All right, I'm just going to say Splatoon 2, Zelda, Super Smash, Animal Crossings, Mario Kart 8, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and
Kirby got a new game, right?
Yeah, but I heard it was trash. It actually looks trash. There's a game called Void Bastards. Switch has a lot of really fucking good games that I've pumped a lot of hours into, and it also ported a shitload of good games to the Switch. That was the best part. The Switch console itself is better than the games on the Switch.
I heard they got heat in FIFA because it's FIFA 20. It's FIFA 20 or 21 or some shit, and they used FIFA 19 engine, and they didn't say it's a FIFA 19 engine.
Dude, that does not. Dude, Nintendo is fucking greedy as fuck, dude. That's why Nintendo will eventually lose to PS4, because PS4 knows. They know how to treat their customers better.
This is a crazy anime arc you're spilling right here, bro.
Why? Why? You don't think there's any truth to it? PS5, the PS5, everybody on Earth, I'm pretty sure, knows about the PS5. They know about the PS5. Nobody. It was the hottest commodity over the last 2 months. People still can't find PS5s. It sold so many. I think it broke every record.
I just want to get my hand on the damn controller, bro.
Dude,
honestly,
the controller's pretty nice. I will admit, especially the pressure sensitive triggers and stuff like that. Like when you actually have to push the trigger down, you have to actually put some muscle into it.
Dude, like when weapons
good.
lock up, it locks up in the fucking controller.
Yeah, it's a great experience.
It knows the rate of fire for each weapon that you're using in the game.
You knew,
and it adjusts the pressure.
You were right. Dude. Back in the day, you said the experience at the PS5, they did everything right. I think the PS5 is the perfect console. But I think the Switch is the perfect handheld. And I think those are the two futures. That's console. There's PC, console, and handheld. Right.
So you're saying the Switch beats out Vita and PSP?
Absolutely. Not only does it beat it out, but it makes the PS Vita and PSP beat off the Switch for it.
I don't know if I sent it to you. They just got a Dreamcast emulator working on the Vita. It's over now, bro. Switch is going to be in the dust soon.
Switch, but that's the thing. They're making some good decisions. Not only did the Switch port a shitload of games with their online, which is only $20 a month. Sounds like a fucking Nintendo ad. Fuck Nintendo. They put the virtual console, regular Nintendo and the Super Nintendo on the Switch that comes with. They give you like 100 games. They're coming out they're coming out with the N64 version, and they're gonna have they're eventually gonna have a GameCube version, and they're just gonna keep porting all the old great Nintendo games while they continue to make more from their own. Because Nintendo has by far the most first party what's it called, franchises, right? I think that's safe enough to say. Mario, Metroid, Donkey Kong, Zelda, Animal Crossing, Splatoon, which that's not really huge.
Yeah.
But those 5 alone, like those are like 5 of the most famous.
Yeah,
Kirby, Yoshi, all them shits. Like they're like the Disney. That's like the Disney of video games. They fucking got everything. PlayStation has a couple. We were doing this. We were talking about it. Shit's just reconnected. We were talking about it for like a week. The what's it called? The Mount Rushmore. The Mount Rushmore of video games. The Mount Rushmore of Nintendo. The Mount Rushmore of PlayStation. The Mount Rushmore of Xbox, and how we couldn't even find shit for Xbox. It was just 4 Master Chiefs.
Yeah, you could put a Forza car in there.
You could, I guess. That would be pretty funny, though. That's what we're going to do on our top 5 episode that we'll do. That's going to be the next 2-piece you and I did. Because I think, I mean, we could do a part 3 of this later. I don't know what we're going to talk about. But we could just get whatever. I want to do the top 5 episode, and I want to talk about our Mount Rushmores for Nintendo, our Mount Rushmores for PlayStation and Xbox. Because to me, you know, Xbox is 3 Master Chiefs and Marcus Phoenix from Gears of War. And then Nintendo, you know, Nintendo's the easiest fucking Mount Rushmore out there. It's Mario.
You could make 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, but you'd say you go Mario, Link, fucking Samus, and Donkey Kong, or Pikachu. Shit, I didn't even say Pokemon as far as Nintendo exclusives. Like Pokemon, dude. Pokemon almost feels like its own console. It's so fucking big. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's so big. So, you know Nintendo's never going to fail unless they keep putting out trash. The Switch is a beast. It's the best handheld shit out there, by far, in my opinion. And the fact that you can switch it on the...
Is it touchscreen or no?
Yeah. The fact that you can put it on... And, oh, that's another thing. They're still going to do the Game Boy Virtual Console, Game Boy Advance, Nintendo DS. All those games are going to find their way onto the Switch or versions of the Switch. Because Nintendo is all about nostalgia, and that's why I think it's good for the handheld. The fact that you can put it onto the dock and continue playing games when you're almost proving that you can put heavy console big games right in handheld, and that's something that PlayStation's going to have to address eventually too. Same with PC. How come we can't play those games on Switch? You're going to make more money. Because there's people who only own a Switch who can't play your games. You got to try and... That's why Fortnite made so much money. If you catch what I'm saying. You could play that shit on your phone. The other boy you could play with could be on a Switch. Your other boy could be on a PC. And the other boy could be on an Xbox. You could all play together. Now look.
Damn.
So it's the portability of the Switch, I think, is what brings it into the champions table, where the PS5 chills.
How many hours can it last?
About 9.
Isn't it only 720p outside the dock?
This is true, yes. But to be honest, it doesn't bother me. I find myself playing... The only time I play docked is if I'm playing 2-player couch co-op with somebody. Like Luigi's Mansion with my wife. Otherwise... I'm handheld 3 inches away from my face playing Street Fighter.
We're popping this cherry together.
Yeah. All right. I want to shout out to BNAP for his sick beats. We got an episode of BNAP coming up in a couple of weeks of music video, video game music. He just put out a
napping and sleep God
before we on the mattress machine. No, I don't. We're all about sleep. We're all about getting rest. But thanks, BNAP. I just want to say before we even get on with him, I think his music has added a level of quality to our episode that we couldn't have done without it. I don't know. What do you think?
You know what? I was thinking about this on the drive yesterday when I was getting some pizza. I was listening to my music on my phone, and I had asked you, what kind of music do you listen to? What kind of genre do you listen to?
Shit. I just listen to
you don't listen to shit but video game music. And I always thought I was a weird or an outcast because I enjoyed listening to video game music.
No, it's going to be a fun episode because we're just going to talk about stuff we like. And actually, our most downloaded episode was the episode with BNAP, the Legend of Zelda episode.
People are downloading this.
Yeah,
now.
people are downloading.
I'm in your MP3.
We didn't have any questions for guests this week because
I think they
we didn't have a guest. No, we didn't have a guest. We're saving.
Oh, we didn't have a guest?
Yeah.
They don't care about me or you?
No.
Oh.
We got a couple last week when
you.
we were talking about how you wipe your butthole, and that just got out of hand immediately.
That's probably why.
Yeah, it got out of hand right away. But all right, say goodbye. Thanks, BNAP. Peace out. Dude, the one episode you ended, you were like, I'm gonna go eat a salad after this, homie. Fucking hilarious.
I didn't end up eating that salad, by the way. Somebody got it before I did.
Yeah, it's like an X-Files. That's the
one
end
day
of
when you
X-Files.
be thinking healthy, they be taking it.
Yeah, that's how it always happens. Peace.
Nerd.